Okay, so as we start this day, I'm going to start it with showcasing our new quads, Polaris 570 EPSs. So I've already got mine geared up, cameras mounted, onboard GPS, and even though I'm not getting paid for it, for promoting it, I guess you can say I'm promoting it, is the Onyx off-road app. That is a great app to have. Anyway, that's why the smartphone mounts up there on the dash. I'll give everybody a view of what things look like. And yes, the GPS is an antique, but the mapping software for it is still awesome, and I still use it. So we'll give you a quick walk around of Ida's quad. A little bit of difference between the two. They're the same year. The tan one ended up with California emissions, and the green one is federal emissions. So the exhaust is different, and the dash is a little different. So we're not sure why. I understand the muffler part of it, but the rest of it I'm not really sure. But there is some distinct differences besides color. So anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's get with it. So this is one of those home editing processes where I'm not going to let you listen to the engine roaring as we're going along, but we're making stops today at a number of Indian caves. And by Indian caves, we're talking about ancient ones, 18,000 years ago, up to about 10,000 years ago, and maybe into a little bit more recent. The trick here is these caves cannot be found just by observation. Stan in front of us is our resident expert, and he has worked up here for many, many years and has discovered them on accident. Most of these caves you'll see today are not excavated. There may be a partial excavation on one, but this is not Grimes Point, and this is not Hidden Caves. This is another area in the region that is quite a distance from the Grimes Point area where we found ancient Indian activity. And not only that, as you'll see later, petrified wood. So this is going to be an interesting trip, and the first leg of this was pretty good crawl. We had some elevation to make up, so we were ascending through an old mining scrape and some tailings, and we'll get up there in a minute. Okay, so we are on an adventure today, a fat guy adventure, to look at some ancient Indian caves. As you can see, the rocks are not very forgiving, especially for an off-balanced old guy like me. So I'm going to keep my head down. But that's where we're going, right there. And these were shelters for the ancient Indians and ancient Lake Lahontan. But nobody has looked where we're looking today. So we're keeping this one top secret. Okay, so we've made it. This is the native rock. This looks like this should be laying on the ground, not hanging from a roof, but it was an ancient Indian overhang. So there is some signs of fire scarring in the back. Okay, so we'll give you one more look at the inside of this cave. As you can see, it's been here for 10 million years, but it sure doesn't look like anything's holding the roof up. Again, we'll give you a look toward the back, and you'll get to see the burn, the soot scars in the rock from the fires that were built in here. So this is one of a few we're going to visit today. So we'll get back with you. So we have been directed by our resident expert to yet another shelter. So if I wasn't shown this, I would have never found it. So once again, we can see the burn from the ancient campfires, and it does not look like anything in this room has been excavated. So I'm still squeezing in here. It's a pretty narrow opening. For skinny people, it would be fine. I'll give you a view of the opening. And so anyway, here we are. So this is a huge boulder. So I'll give you views through there, and then you can see all the ceiling soot. So we are a long way from the Grimes Point archaeological area. So this shows that they were pretty nomadic. They would hunt and then hang out wherever they had shelter. So I'm sure they had a lot of these places understood by landmark. Anyway, pretty awesome. And that is your typical tufa right there. Ancient Lake Tufa. All right, well, here we are at the next stop. So that is a cave that's going to have some surprises in it. The only thing is as you can see, it's a heck of a climb to get up there. So I've given you the preview. I'm going to shut the camera off so I can use both hands. See you when we get up there. We're going to stop here for a moment because I've come across a piece of petrified wood. And I mean petrified. But you can see all the rings in the center. So this is the grand finale. I'm gonna stumble my way in here.
The red ochre riding in here,
Wow.
and it goes clear down. And at one time, I could see it that it went down below to what's there.
So here's a little graffiti. From 1862, but this red ochre writing is native, so 10,000 years plus. And then as you come back farther in the cave, spare the light a minute, you get another symbol there in the wall. And then we look at the ceiling and you can see the burn where they had fires in here. All the creosote. And it is said in a time unbeknownst to me, there were palm trees growing in this valley. So there might have been a good source of wood, because I can't see burning sagebrush as a way to create this much creosote. Of course, I imagine they dwelled here for a long, long time, but it has not been excavated. And as far as I'm concerned, it's going to stay that way. Give another close-up view, because I just noticed a little man carved in there, stick figure guy. And if anybody knows what that means other than look down, put it in the comments. I'd like to know. But that's all the writing that we have found. So one more look.
How much further down does it go?
So here's some more of that red ochre writing. And it's hard to make out. Thousands and thousands of years of some light getting here probably has faded it to some degree, but they were most definitely celebrating something or marking something. So there's a lot of places with that writing in here. So we'll give you one more view of it without the light, just in case it doesn't show up with the light. I think it works better this way, so we'll give you a good view of that.
Yeah, this cave hides in plain sight.
I'm going to give you another view of the creosote in the ceiling from the ancient fires. It even still smells in here of fire. I bet once these rocks were hot, it was a nice warm place to stay. So there you go. And I'll swing around here, give you a view of the outside. So that gave us 3 caves to look at, and there are more up there. One we felt we didn't want to hike to today, and some other ones we're going to save for another day. But there's 3 very interesting ones, and as we head back for the trucks and a load up to go home, we spent a few hours out here goofing around, and the shadows are getting long. And anyway, as we reach the trucks, I would like to ask you to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment if you so wish, and we'll see you next time.